depression that's sinking for most people. You're feeling lonely. You're in your thoughts, and you're like, you know what? If we're gonna be in a bubble, I'm gonna come back home.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's like building yourself up. Maybe you lost your job.
Correct.
And so now you've had to build yourself up because the whole year you've been using all your savings.
And even if you have your job, I feel like some people are just like, you know what? This is already the crib. Mom's built this crib. So maybe things are going to be empty anyway. If I leave, some of our siblings are not even here, so I might as well just stay over here and take care of Moms.
Yeah, because there's a help there who's cooking food for you every other day. You don't want to hustle in your own house.
It's true.
Yeah.
And I also kind of, honestly speaking, it just kind of bothers me when you see the folks aging and they're alone.
Yeah.
Until now you're doing your thing, you get young vibes with your young family. Like, I actually don't feel like it's wrong if you stay with your folks till like you're 50. As long as there's like space.
50.
You guys probably have like a massive crib, yeah? So you can stay in the other wing, isn't it?
Yeah. East wing, isn't
it?
Yako?
Yeah. I'm at the SQ. If you guys have like a massive SQ, isn't it?
Yeah.
What?
But I think it's just teaching and I was just listening to you and ngoja uendelee tu. Kev kona mchezo, man.
You get me, my boy. Why are you saying niko na mchezo? People do these things.
No, I mean they do it, but do you think it's right?
Babe, where are we going? Oh, we're going to my mom's place, so you have to be really quiet, tiptoe upstairs. She can't hear us.
And then my boy used to ask the housey, do I look high? Okay, seeing open the eyes at you. Macho zangu ziko red. You guys keep quiet. But I was watching Love is Blind. I can't remember this guy's name. And then he was gassing this chick how he used to play American football, And and then the girl was like, oh my God, this is like the perfect man.
Yeah.
And then when they finally met, when guys went down on their knee proposed.
Yeah.
I can't remember this lady. Remember I was telling you about this girl. I think she was called Hannah or something.
Yeah.
How she was so rude and everything, And now she's probably the worst contestant in Love is Blind ever. Like if you go on socials right now, people are dissing this chick badly. Now, so she went to this guy's crib, She's a millennial as well.
Yeah.
Kumbe, this guy was staying with his folks. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And then his crib, his bedroom is in the basement. And then this chick is like a rich chick. Mm-hmm. So this guy was like, so first of all, this girl was like, you kept on telling me how you used to play American football, but you don't even look like you're an athlete.
Yeah.
And number two, you talked a big game, but you still stay with your folks.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she was so pissed, and then she started bossing this guy every time. Do you even understand money? Do you understand stocks?
Yeah.
Do you?
Bonds?
Well, do you have any responsibilities? So what do you do? And then this guy's like, I take off the cat.
I take off the cat.
What?
Imagine I take off the cat and I feed it. I try and clean it up at least once a week. You see, that's the problem with many millennials who stay at home. Yeah. They're still very childish.
Yeah.
You feel me? And I don't even blame them. It's like most millennials are finding it hard to act mature.
Speaking of childish, let me just read out a few ways that this, can I say millennials, Gen Zs, millennials, how they ask for money from their folks.
Cool.
Yeah, so this is someone anasema kwanza anajaribu kumchocha na some nice, spiritual stuff. This is to the dad. Good morning, son of the mountains. You're all I have and I'm all you got.
Oh my God.
But if you don't bless my day, you'll be left with nothing.
What?
So the parent just asks, Ngapi? Then he writes 1,200.
How much do you want, young man? Just say how much. Just say, but what's
Son of the mountain. My dad would be like, are you high? Like, how did you eat? Where did you come from? Go back.
Would you not buy that one?
No.
This is another one. Apparently, she's called Yvonne Wairimu. This is how she starts. Greetings in the name of the Most High. So the mom is like... the mom is
hilarious.
Yeah. The mom is like...
She said like, amen.
To him be all the glory. Ati thou shalt share with the less fortunate, for they shall see the kingdom of God.
Oh my God. So he's the less fortunate.
Yeah,
my
crazy.
mom would be like, show me the less fortunate.
Yeah.
Because they're not in this house.
I like that.
This is a savage response now from my mom. I think alimuliza, Mom, sina mbele wala nyuma. The mom was like, zimeenda wapi?
That's a mom from the mountain.
Yeah, zimeenda.
I just know. But honestly speaking, like when it comes to raising kids, see the problem is when we were talking about this in the previous link, I just thought about how I used to compare our situation with my neighbor's situation when we were really young, because they were kidogo richer than us, So I'd go to their crib, they'd have like, you remember those days when people had like that massive dish, the DSTV dish? It was a big ass black one.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, like Kwani, what's so different about their crib and ours?
Yeah.
So I would kidogo be rude towards my parents, and I'd be like, why you get Paka? I used to ask my folks why we don't have horses.
You went extreme.
And then I never used to understand exactly what next week means. So my dad used to tell me next week, Sonny, next week we'll get your horse.
What?
So I'm like, wow, next week sounds like next year, man. So I'd always bother him with those questions. But you see, the problem is, even if your parents are trying to raise you well, like I think still good values and like a good character, you always compare your situation with your friends' situation. You feel me? And then now you're thinking, why should I be disciplined but we're not rich?
At least you were just talking about a horse. Us guys were really craving for a carpet.
Wow.
I mean, we're in those small government quarter houses, with the wooden floors at least. But then we really wanted a carpet. The day my pops actually bought a carpet, we slept on it the whole night.
No way.
For real. Me and my bros.
Normal.
We were like, wait, carpet imeingia.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's actually interesting because when you look at people from, the ones that we're always admiring, the rich people, like I used to have a friend and her parents used to travel a lot. So I was like, well, you know what? These guys are living the life. Exactly. I mean, you're left with the house help, you bring anyone you want over. It's always house parties. But her way of communicating with her parents, especially her dad, he'd come in, give her money or give her jewelry, and then leave. Like they never had a proper conversation. It was always like, oh, hi, here you go. And then he leaves.
Yeah.
And I was like, when was the last time you guys just sat with your dad? So she
conversation.
So she come over to our place. She's like, oh my God, you guys are enjoying your life.
You guys have all these things going on.
Yeah, because we were like having, a breakfast with the whole family. We did talk about our day, how was it? And she's like, I wish I had that. I'm looking at her like, girl, we can exchange, I don't mind. You bring the money here, you can stay here.
And we had a neighbor downstairs who always used to make sausages.
Yeah.
Us guys never used to have sausages. Man, we're 9 kids. Who's going to have sausages?
I know, you guys. So you're just feeling the aroma.
You're just feeling the aroma. Then us guys are out playing. And then she's like, come and eat your sausages. And the girl runs into them. We're like, oh, damn, man. The best we would have maybe is an egg.
But you know how bad it is, yeah? Do you know how crazy it must be for folks, yeah? When you're teaching your kids all these things, these amazing things like, Sonny, be disciplined, all these other things. But you're not, like, you cannot provide for your kids the best life ever, because it's one thing for you to instill these values, it's another thing for you to give your child a good life.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Because kids these days know what's good and what's bad,
right?
Because of social media. They know when you're broke. You'll never get it twisted. And now the problem with some shady parents is just because now you don't want to have the money conversation, now you flip that conversation with discipline. Can you be disciplined? I'm like, wait, bro, stop bullying this to him. You go focus on your money first before you start talking about discipline over here. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because kids are just gonna feel like you're honoring them.
Yeah.
You feel me? Yeah. It's like true. Why are we suffering? And we don't even have such and such.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't even think I know parents in this day and age are going through so much because of a lot of influence, from kids and from their kids and their friends, social media kwanza. You feel me?
Yeah.
It must be so crazy. It must be difficult.
But you know what? There are actually some parents who are making the most of what they have. Like I've got a friend who is a single dad, and every weekend he will take his kids to go play on the swings, and he will spend time with them. He will go around the swings. Yeah. And he's like, I may not have all the money, but I have time, and that's what I'm gonna give them,
which is more valuable.
And those kids are living in cloud nine, extremely happy. So if it's about making the most, spend time with them. Just because you don't have the money doesn't mean you need to talk down to them, doesn't mean you need to make them feel bad. If you don't have the money, tell them go to your room. No.
But guys, what do you think about the kids who are actually having kids? Like how will they raise their kids? She's like 21, 19. Unfortunately, some who are even more underage, like how will they be able to even raise their kids? Because some of their minds are not even mature.
Correct.
The activities that they do.
And that's so common in Africa, man.
And then now you got a kid.
That's
even
ridiculous.
Worse.
That's ridiculous because there's no difference. No one's even going to teach you how to be a better parent. But you know what most teen parents do better than I feel like other parents is they spend a lot of time with their kids. They always play games. Because you don't have anything to offer your kid other than food and a good time. Playing games. Oh my God, let's go skip. It's not easy, man. It's not easy.
Right.
It is mad being a parent. Now, guess what? So because of all these mashidas and because most millennials, let me just say most parents now saw how their parents suffered. You know what I mean? Because of lack of all these malone
and they wanted
things
to do better.
Now most guys are preferring not to have children. And I'm not even surprised. In fact, most millennials would rather have dogs than children.
True. That's very true. I had that conversation actually when I was taking someone to a salon some time back.
Yeah.
And the mother to some girl was seated there. This girl is like what? She's 19, and she was telling the mom, I'm never having kids.
Hey, for real?
The mom was like, what? Yeah, mom, I'm just never having kids.
Yeah.
And why? Like, I just don't want kids. Me, I'm good the way I am. I'll make my money. I'll have my job. But kids, it ends with me.
Yeah.
So if you're expecting any grandkids, it's a wrap. It's not happening. So you can imagine how many have the same perspective of feeling like children are a burden. So noisy, strenuous. I mean, it's crazy. It's not like the way we were raised back then.
Yeah. Because think about it, man. You guys are just going to watch your kids in this world without your presence because you're not going to be here forever.
Yeah.
And then go through all this African experience. This whole African experience, manze, Andy. It's mad.
Yeah.
You feel me? Yeah. But I mean, kids are so dope. Kids are dope, but only for a moment. Until you start paying. I mean, okay, let's put everything into perspective. Do you know how much you have to spend from a time when the toy is born until they're like 18?
That's a lot of money.
You know what you could use the money for? To buy a yacht.
A horse.
The world.
The horses you missed out on.
The horses that I missed out on. You know what I mean? Yeah. You get like plastic surgery.
No, but if you think in that dimension, Kev, man, it's gonna be crazy.
Nah, bro, you get kids are a luxury.
Yeah, but just pray for God to give you all the grace to have.
It doesn't work like that,
so that you have those kids and still have the fun things you want on the side.
I agree.
Yeah.
But how likely is that?
You know, I've actually met some people who say having kids is what pushed them to get to where they are. Like without having those kids, they were
soul vibes. Eh?
Yeah, they motivate you to be better. You work harder. You wake up earlier.
Yeah, because you're thinking, you know what, I've got this mouth to feed, and he doesn't care whether I went to work or not. He needs his food.
I'd rather have a wifey. Like I'd rather stay married than have kids.
So what if your woman wants kids? What's gonna happen? And you don't want kids?
I mean, we can do charity work, man. We can just go somewhere and like go to like an orphanage and like adopt a kid, but not go with them.
You don't want to see a younger version of Kev?
Nah, I don't need that, bro. I'm already too stubborn. Like I'm like, I don't think I'm the best version of myself.
Stubborn 2.0.
I don't think I'm yo fam. Let me tell you, having kids is not as easy as many people make it sound, and in fact, many people even regret having children, but they just wouldn't say it.
There's one thing I noticed, like when my elder sisters. By the way, shout out to my older sister who's having a birthday tonight without me.
Wow!
Adelaide, happy birthday!
That's what's up. Happy birthday!
Yeah. So like when they were growing up, they're older than me, and you would see when they would have their kids. I mean, the price of what do you call it, milk powder, was about 400 shillings. It's called Nan. They're probably the famous one and the best.
Yeah.
That's the healthiest that doctors recommend. Nan. Right now, if you look at the prices of those products, just baby products, mad expensive.
6P, man.
Everything is just high.
Yeah.
The Nan is like 3K, 400, and you're like, if this kid is supposed to use 2 of these containers per week, you can imagine how much you're spending per month just on the milk powder itself.
Yeah.
Forget about the clothes. Forget about all these things, the beeps and the.
And then there's yourself.
And there's yourself.
There's probably also your folks.
Yeah, another kid's
Oh
baby.
my goodness.
You know.
Oh my word. You guys must be hell.
Yeah, it's really expensive as well. True.
So we're going to cruise the comments because now when it comes to kids, man, this is like a very sensitive conversation, eh?
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, and I wonder how you're doing as a parent if you're listening to us. Kwanza, if you're a millennial parent, forget about the baby boomers because they clearly figured out this thing way earlier.
Yeah.
You know, for us, it's like a whole new setup. The Internet of Things, you know, obviously influenced from your crazy friends who don't want to have kids.
Yeah.
You know, and then, of course, you know, there's mad inflation in the country. How is it going, man? Tupige simu 0719012600. More sick tunes. In the next hour, I'm going to give you guys some crazy facts. More crazy stories. Yes, mad stories. Right now, Gangster Walk, Coolio, and Snoop Dogg. Tunikazi.
The greatest hits live here. Spice FM.
Yeah. What it do, nephew?